It's a sweltering summer night in 1810's New Orleans. The harbor is alive with whispered plans in French, Spanish, English, and African languages. Enslaved dockworkers who've been loading sugar and cotton onto ships bound for the world are about to turn the Mississippi River port into a powder keg. They've seen revolutionary pamphlets from Haiti, smuggled in banana crates. They've heard stories of black generals defeating Napoleon's army. And tonight, they're ready to take their freedom by force or die trying. Welcome to Historic Crimes TV, where you get the true story of events that have happened in the past which help shape the history of the world that we are living in. My mother said I wouldn't even reach 1,000 subscribers. Help me show her that real-life stories like this matter and deserve to be heard by liking the video. Where you're watching from, share it with someone, and make sure to subscribe because tomorrow's story is one you don't want to miss. In the 1810s, New Orleans was unlike any other American city. Freshly purchased by the United States in 1803, it remained a bubbling cultural cauldron where French Creoles, Spanish colonials, free people of color, enslaved Africans, Caribbean refugees, and American newcomers collided daily. The harbor was the beating heart of this chaos, a place where global commerce, slavery, and dangerous ideas mixed in equal measure. The docks hummed with enslaved workers who possessed unique advantages. They were multilingual, connected to sailors from across the Atlantic world, and crucially, they had access to information. Every ship that docked brought more than just cargo. It brought newspapers, pamphlets, and most dangerously, stories of the Haitian Revolution. Between 1791 and 1804, enslaved people in Haiti had accomplished the impossible. They'd overthrown their French colonial masters and established the first black republic in the Western Hemisphere. This sent shockwaves through every slaveholding society in the Americas. New Orleans felt it acutely. Thousands of French planters fled Haiti for Louisiana, bringing their enslaved workers with them. These refugees carried first-hand accounts of slave armies defeating European powers. For enslaved dockworkers in New Orleans, Haiti proved that freedom wasn't just a dream, it was achievable. The conspiracy allegedly centered around a core group of enslaved men working the docks. Unlike plantation slaves, harbor workers had mobility and connection. They could meet men from different plantations during loading operations. They could speak with free black sailors who'd visited Haiti. They could coordinate across the city in ways isolated field workers never could. The plan was ambitious. Coordinate a simultaneous uprising across multiple plantations in the surrounding parishes, converge on New Orleans, seize weapons from the harbor warehouses, and potentially capture the city itself. Some accounts suggest they hoped to establish an independent black state in Louisiana, or at minimum, negotiate freedom through armed resistance. As with many slave conspiracies, the plot unraveled through betrayal. Historical records suggest an enslaved person, either under coercion or hoping for reward, revealed the conspiracy to authorities. The timing was critical. The revelation came just days before the planned uprising. Louisiana's territorial government, already paranoid about slave rebellions, mobilized quickly. Governor William C.C. Claiborne activated militia forces. White citizens formed armed patrols. The city went into lockdown mode. What followed was brutal and swift. Dozens of enslaved men suspected of involvement were arrested. Trials were perfunctory, often lasting mere hours. Evidence was circumstantial at best, frequently extracted through torture. The legal system wasn't seeking justice, it was performing terror. The executions were public spectacles designed to crush any future resistance. Men were hanged at the harbor where they'd worked, their bodies displayed as warnings. Some were decapitated, their heads mounted on pikes along the river road, a grotesque reminder of the price of rebellion. These executions occurred in waves over several weeks, each one advertised and attended by crowds of white citizens. The uprising that never happened, nevertheless, transformed New Orleans. Louisiana's territorial legislature passed increasingly restrictive slave codes. Enslaved people faced tighter surveillance, restricted movement, and harsher punishments for minor infractions. Free people of color, who'd enjoyed relative freedom compared to other southern states, faced new restrictions on their rights and movements. The harbor itself became a more controlled space. Authorities limited the number of enslaved workers who could gather at once. Communication between enslaved people from different plantations was monitored more closely. The authorities had learned that the very efficiency of slavery, gathering large numbers of skilled workers in central locations, created vulnerability. The New Orleans Harbor Uprising represents a crucial chapter in American history that's often overshadowed by better-known rebellions like Nat Turner's or Denmark Vesey's. It reveals how enslaved people created networks of resistance using the very systems designed to exploit them. The harbor workers turned their forced labor into opportunity, their multilingual skills into coordination tools, and their access to global information into revolutionary inspiration. It also demonstrates the profound impact of the Haitian Revolution on American slavery. White slave owners' worst nightmare, that Haiti's example would inspire their own enslaved populations, wasn't paranoia. It was reality. The threat was real enough that authorities would kill dozens of men based on whispered plans and extracted confessions. Do you think the revolution would have gone through if there is no betrayal? Comment your thought, and don't forget to subscribe.